Oops. Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast, episode number 203. You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at liftrunlong. Also, feel free to email me directly at the address wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, you should be because we want you to be there. Search for Lift Heavy Run Long Community and request to join right now. My name is Wilson Horrell. I'm one of your hosts. I'd like to remind you that the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast is not censored, so listen at your own risk. I am joined by my favorite person in the whole entire world, the wonderful, beautiful, intelligent Dr. Amanda Kimsey Horrell, jacked and tan. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Wonderfully. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
The Reverend Vaughn Rawls.
Hello.
Is back in town from Disney World.
Fresh.
Came
back Friday.
You looking good? Got a nice hero jacket on?
Yeah, I love this St. Jude hero jacket.
Yeah, it looks good. I like bright colors.
It's very bright.
Yep, and that's cool, man.
I like how the holes, I like when you run the holes, let the air go through.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Does it make you feel like running the same way that buying new tennis shoes as a kid made you want to slam dunk?
Yeah, and it makes me feel good because like when it rains or if it's like misting or something outside, I know I feel like I have some good running gear. Like I feel like this is a good jacket, you know?
Yeah.
And I normally just run in like crappy shorts and t-shirts.
So when it's
sleeves
running,
cut off. But like, but if it's like windy or something outside, or maybe raining, like I got it like I look like a runner. You know what I mean? Like I don't look like some fat oaf running down. People probably say that that's a fat guy trying to get in shape. But if I wear this, they're like, that guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it makes you kind of mysterious. Right. It gives you that next level. Do you feel like you're better than everybody?
Yeah, I definitely condescend.
Yeah.
Other people. Like
I like to do that
when I wear this jacket.
Like I know how to be out in the rain better than that person does.
Yeah, your shirt doesn't say hero.
Right.
Hero, that's me.
You got to earn that.
Not you.
Yep.
You're just somebody running on the street.
Do you ever point that out? Just walk up to people and say,
sometimes,
I'm sorry. I was looking for your hero on your jacket.
It depends on how fast they are. If they pass me like a couple of times, like they're trying to be somebody, I'm like, hey man, slow down a little bit. Listen, you might be fast, but you're not a hero.
You're going to injure yourself.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate condescending thing to say. When somebody does it, when somebody is eat up with jealousy, when somebody else is doing something really good, the other person will say, I just hope you don't get injured.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Eat one.
All right.
Just smell the nerd.
I mean, that's great, but
that's all I hope is that you don't get
plantar
injured.
fasciitis or something.
I hope I don't say good job. I just want to say, please don't get injured because I worry about people. I hate that.
If you need some advice, you can pay me.
I'm taking my glasses off. I was telling the man, I don't like wearing my glasses when I'm looking at things close up. I can't see anything far away.
Well, I have those things where
I do too.
Mine do.
Bifocals.
Well, no, they're not even bifocals.
Oh, transition. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's like 3 different things. And sometimes when I walk, I get dizzy because I'm like, whoa, things look weird.
That's what I have going on too. I mean, I guess I just haven't gotten adjusted to them. I will not drive. Well, I did all day today, and I do every time I forget my glasses, which is a lot. But I don't drive without my glasses very often, unless, of course, I forget, which I just said because I forgot.
Well, I like to wear sunglasses. So my next thing is I think I'm going to get my sunglass lenses done like my regular glasses.
That's next level.
Yeah.
My mom has that done.
Yeah. I think you know that you're like a successful, like real person.
When you have sunglasses that match your prescription.
Yeah. That's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah, I'm seriously going to do that.
I don't think I can't buy sunglasses that are more than about $6 just because I won't keep up with them. Of course, the last pair I bought I've had for a couple of years.
And I've been that way in the past, but since I've had some really good pairs of sunglasses,
bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
It does make a difference. You can tell the difference between a crappy pair of sunglasses and a good pair of sunglasses.
Yeah. The bifocal things that you're talking about, the transition.
Yeah.
It's kind of like playing a video game, kind of like playing a third-person shooter game.
Yeah.
Where you have to get good at like narrowing down the targets.
And you don't move your head as much.
Yeah.
Like you like, I don't know how to describe it really, but you can't do a whole lot of this. Like you got to be looking right at what you're doing. Like it's weird. It's just a weird thing.
It takes more effort than I'm willing to give.
Yeah. Like I'm standing right here and I can glance down at my phone and everything is perfectly clear. And I can look at you and it's clear. But if I do like this, now you're blurry.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just going to put these down right here.
Let's do no glasses.
And that made me feel good. That's so nice.
No glasses.
That
podcast.
was thoughtful. That was sweet.
Yeah. Now
that's
everything
like
is blurry.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can't read what these people are probably saying about us.
That's probably for the best. We should keep that blurred out all the time. Is anybody out there? Can they hear the audio? Is the audio good? Is everything fixed? I feel like this episode should be more seamless than it has been in the past. I've had a lot of problems here, but now we're getting back in the swing of things, and things are becoming more on the reg.
Things are getting more normal, aren't they?
Yes.
Maybe not for Amanda because she works in a hospital, but
that's my next question. Do you think by fall of this year all races will be back to normal?
I think a lot of things are going to get, I think we're all going to get diagnosed. We're all going to get vaccinated, right? Mm-hmm. And doesn't that make a difference? Like if everybody gets vaccinated, doesn't that open things back up and things get to be normal again or no? Or
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, herd immunity is what they're kind of looking for. Scott said the sound's working well.
Okay, good. Good. Scott Hollis?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Well, there you go.
If Scott Hollis says your sound's on point, you're good.
It's at least halfway decent.
It's better than decent, for sure.
Marvin Atkins also says sounds good. So.
Very good.
I'm scheduled to get a vaccination Friday.
Good.
I'm scheduled to get my second one Friday.
But Amanda, you don't sound so optimistic about the whole thing. Like you think we'll still be wearing masks and everything will still be for how long? Forever? Or,
I don't know. I'm hoping before the end of the year, but I don't know how government's going to treat all that.
Yeah.
But my hope would be by the end of summer, seeing the masks come off. But then that's when school starts back. They might be worried about reinfection rates. They might. We'll just keep them on until Christmas. And, of course, then Christmas will come, we need to keep it on because Christmas break. So I don't know when they're going to break that cycle.
It's at a really weird, it's at an awkward place right now with Mississippi not requiring it anymore. Because there's the what's right. There's the what's respectful, wear the mask or don't wear the mask, and what's comfortable. And there's just kind of a weird, I don't know, being an overthinker that creates a problem.
I was expecting that when they dropped the mask mandate, that I would go to Kroger and nobody would have a mask on.
I was too.
But it's not the way. That's not the case in Mississippi here.
No.
It's still pretty much the same, where you just have those one or two guys who's like, you can't tell me. No more.
Right.
And that's fine if that's what they want to do. But, it's not. Everyone is still pretty much wearing those masks.
Yeah. We went and played bingo for Melissa's birthday last week.
You played bingo?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we went to the bingo place by the gym.
You did not.
We did.
You went in there?
Yes.
Indeed.
Holy crap. That's one of my bucket list.
World.
I can't tell
just cross it off. When I say cross it off, I mean just erase it.
I cannot tell you over the last 20 years how often I've wondered what it's like inside that building.
Well, let me tell you.
What in the world?
Stop wondering and don't go.
Made you want to do that, and I'd have to know everything about it.
It was a great idea. It was her heart was in the right place. Bingo, everyone loves bingo. She was going to get visors made. We almost got thrown out before we got situated in our seats for being too loud. It is
silent.
It is straight Benneth in there. It is not a place to laugh and celebrate and have a birthday. sit down and shut the fuck up. Those are the
Okay.
rules.
Yeah.
We had this 98-year-old Marine that was about ready to throw down to any one of us
Okay.
that moved a muscle.
So it was a bunch of old people.
No, it was a mixed group of,
And
of people.
I've always thought, I don't know how to say this without sounding racist, but I always thought it was Mexican.
No, it's primarily black. It was
Okay.
primarily black, and there was us and like 4 other white people in there. But it
Okay.
was all different. Wasn't it pretty much all different ages?
All different ages.
But
Yeah.
they're there to
They're there
to play
There
bingo.
to win money.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
yeah.
Dead serious.
And it's moving. I mean, it's not like B12.
Uh-huh.
Who's got B12? Anyone in here got B12? They call out numbers. You find your number. Some people are playing 5 and 6 cards, and then in between games they have speed
They have
rounds.
speed rounds of
And,
stuff.
I mean, we had people that were looking out for us, like so that we wouldn't just completely be lost. They'd be like, "Don't play."
yeah, it's
take
like
it
this
easy.
isn't your game. This isn't your game. They're playing whatever, speed whatever. And then,
Wow.
then we'd look up at the lady when they'd start a new game, and she'd be like, and then they finally call something else, and she'd be like, "Yep, time to go." So we'd
Okay.
start stamping again when they call out letters and numbers and all that.
So is there a cover charge when you walk in? Like you buy in to play the game?
You
or
buy
what?
in to play the game, however many sheets you
Yeah,
want.
it's the sheets of
You buy
what
a
you
number
play,
of
and you
sheets.
buy your little stamper.
And you buy a
Okay.
stamper that's got ink.
That was fun.
I bet it was.
And
Yeah.
the key is bring birthday cake and offer it to the veterans, the people that know how to play bingo. That's what Melissa did. She gave some cake to the nice ladies sitting there next to us, and they were able to say, "Now's when you play. Now's when you hold tight."
Okay.
But I mean, these ladies had. It's got to be good for their brain, stimulus wise.
Yeah.
I mean, these are old.
Yeah.
These were older ladies, and I mean, they had cards and stampers going out the wazoo.
They have electronic cards too. If you want to play on a screen instead of
Oh.
having paper, you can have a screen and you tap your stuff.
Now I want to go.
Well, just go by yourself.
Just go alone.
Yeah.
Just kind of
Well,
walk
Vaughn's
in
pretty,
and be
you
like,
know, introverted, so he would be
yeah,
fine.
I could see where somebody that didn't have anything else to do on the weekend and wanted to go, maybe, triple what they got $50 to blow, and they may want to try to triple that and hit something big.
Is that the?
Why not?
What's the most you can win here? Is this
I don't know.
like if I buy
Was it 1,500 was the final?
But you're going to spend $50 no matter what, right?
We
Is that
spent
what
like
you're saying?
27 between both of us.
Oh, okay. So
Was it each?
No, I think total. Was,
Okay.
I think the packs were $12 and the stampers were like a couple bucks, $3 a piece.
Huh.
So it was like less than $30, I'm pretty sure.
But you don't get your $30 back if that old
Well,
non-veteran decides you're going to hit the Shoelace Express, because he was about to put us all out on our tails.
Wow.
I think he was Old Man Larry from your old subdivision.
Oh,
He looked
it
like
could
the
have
way
been.
you described him.
But
he looked dead at us and he said, "You're being too loud.
Oh man.
If I have to tell you again, you're gonna leave. You have to go."
Well.
I said, "Yes, sir."
Well, listen. Probably more than 20 years ago. Well, way more than 20 years ago, when I was a teenager or younger, that used to be something called Inner Man. There's a big sign on the outside of the building called Inner Man, and it was the Church of the Inner Man. And my parents used to tell me they were Satanists.
Really?
It was all the devil stuff. And so I have this fascination with that building, and when it switched to bingo, I'm like, well, now it's Satan bingo. And I don't know, I'll never go in there, because it's like, if I go in there, I'm probably going to go to hell or something.
You probably will.
Oh, and that was another thing is you start at a certain time because a new sheet of games start, and it's a long. It was like what, 2 hours? It was
At
a
least.
2-hour process to finish through our games because they were doing mini games between our games.
Yeah, okay.
So it was. I thought we were just going to play till we either got tired or it wasn't fun anymore, and it was like, oh, we're here. We're here for this set of time because we're playing through. And each round, you won more and more money. Until you got to the end of the massive jackpot, which I think was $1,500.
That started at midnight.
They had a new
midnight round.
round
What time did y'all
that started
get
at
there?
midnight. We got there at 7:30, right?
Yeah.
And you were there till midnight?
No, till
No.
9.
But I'm saying like you can hang
9
out.
or 9:30.
and They're just cranking back up another go at midnight.
Yeah, the next set of games were
So
at
you
midnight.
can bingo as long as you want to.
Like they closed at 2 or 3 in the morning.
I've had acid
Wow.
trips that felt more normal than walking out of that in that parking lot. You know,
That is so wild.
it was wild.
What's up with Scott Hollis asking about Sasquatch?
Sasquatch. Y'all know about
He wants us to
Sasquatch,
interview
though, right?
Sasquatch, and I don't know.
I don't know how he found out about it, but I came across Sasquatch a couple months ago, and I made a Facebook post tagging Brian Williams and maybe even you and Sean Hillsden, and said we have to get this dude at the world's greatest aid station. I don't know I guess you don't remember that, but he dresses up in a Sasquatch outfit and he plays the saxophone and he does that thing where he composes music on the fly.
Right. Okay,
and
yeah.
so he's like busting out music, and it's the wildest thing.
I totally did not put that together. I saw the video, and that totally went over my head. But he's not local, so he can't just come
I
and
don't
sit
know
down.
where he is. You can rent him out, but I want to say I tried to find where he was, but it doesn't say on his website. You just have to kind of submit your thing for a proposal, and I didn't ever do it.
Find him and see if he wants to come on here.
Yeah.
If he's around, he probably will. And rent him. We'll put probably $40. We'll pay him $40 and we'll give him a T-shirt.
Come in and sit on the couch.
If he's within 2 hours, I bet he will.
Sure.
It'll be good publicity.
I mean,
that's marketing.
if he could eventually come to the Big Hill Pond, Walking Tall, World's Greatest Aid
Right.
Station, that would be like the biggest thing he's ever done in his life.
The guy can only have so much demand.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not really good, but I mean, he's a Sasquatch. See if you can get in touch with him.
I will.
Make it happen.
I can do that.
It wouldn't be any more bizarre than when we got John Kelly on here, who was on the podcast and then turned around and won the Barkley Marathons.
Yeah. And so Sasquatch comes on here and he turns around and all of a sudden he's on Jimmy Fallon the next day.
That's right.
You know?
Speaking of Barkley Marathon,
There you go. That's my girl.
Look at that. Nobody finished.
nobody finished this
3
year.
years in a row. Do you know it's been 3
Has it
years?
been 3? I didn't know
Golly,
that.
I didn't know it was 3 years.
I just saw an article that I didn't click on, but that's what it said.
Am I crazy or did I see that there were 2 females that were in contention to finish this year?
There were
I
2
don't know
really
where I
hyped up.
saw that.
They were
two really
they were
hyped up
pushing
females.
to. Yeah, they were pushing to
Yeah.
publicly.
How many laps is it? 5 or 3 or
I
4?
thought it was 4, but
I thought
Might
it was
be
4
mistaken.
also.
I know they made it at least onto their third. Both of the females. I
3
think.
they call it a fun run, right? If you finish
Is that 3?
and then and they're 26ish mile loops. So I think the total is like 100 and a little over 100 miles or something.
Okay.
If you finish the whole thing. Yeah. 3 is a fun run, I think, and 4 you finish the race, but you have to be done in a certain time.
Right.
Right.
The girl, I know one of the girls missed it by 12 minutes for her next lap.
Something like that.
It was
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know.
Wow.
I didn't keep up with it as closely as I usually do.
I didn't either, but if you get done with the fun run, that's pretty dadgum impressive.
Hell yeah.
If you go
Hey,
out there and do the fall classic, I think that's pretty.
That's pretty badass too. What's up? What about that drink he was requiring for entry? I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah, you know what the entry fee
No,
was?
I didn't. I don't know anything about that.
Moxie.
Moxie.
Have you ever heard of Moxie Cola, Moxie Soda?
I've not.
I have not either, but I looked it up.
I was gonna say it sounded like something you get at Cracker Barrel.
That was one of the comments was I used to drink that all the time. Now I get it when I'm at Cracker Barrel, blah, 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 blah. There's a guy named Keith Dunn that pretty much mans the Twitter for the Barkley Marathons.
Oh.
And he's great. He's perfect. He's just kind of I don't know the guy, so if anybody knows him and I'm mischaracterizing him, I apologize. But he kind of comes off as just a little bit crotchety, cranky, and
Okay.
he just calls what he sees, and he's perfect.
I would expect that.
'Cause, I mean, you'd
That's
expect
exactly
nothing
what-
less.
Right.
He's probably the only guy that Laz knows how to operate the Twitter machine.
You might be right.
And so his job is to say what happens at Barkley. He doesn't answer people's questions. He doesn't he's just like, I just gave you the information. Now leave me alone.
He's not doing this for publicity.
No, not at all.
He's just,
But yet he's got 40,000 people following him.
Yeah.
You know, and hitting him up on Twitter. And he gives all these one-word responses, and somebody said, what was the entry fee? And he said, Moxie. And people were like, Moxie like the drink or the attitude? And, of course, he doesn't reply.
Huh.
But he's great to follow.
Well, my brain goes to moxifloxacin, so that's a drug. So
Isn't Moxie like he's got moxie, like he's got pizzazz,
isn't
got
like
style,
something
or
like
cockiness or something?
piss and vinegar or something?
Yeah.
That's funny because when we were watching TV at Disney World, my daughter's 8. And I never even said anything to my wife about it, but somebody said on the TV said, "Oh, he's full of piss and vinegar." And Murphy, my little daughter, goes, "What's piss and vinegar?" And I just, right off the bat, just said, "Oh, it just means he's fired up and ready to go." And never said anything else about it. What's piss and vinegar?
I can hear it stop.
I think Laz smokes Camel non-filter.
You've said that before. I don't
Have I said that before?
Yeah, you say that a
Don't
lot.
say that all the time.
Not all the time.
I'm just so impressed.
Usually when you talk about him smoking, you say it's Camel non-filter. What I'm trying to say is I know that because you said it, not because
You ran a race with them. Did you not see him smoking at all?
No,
you'd have to. I don't know.
I don't think. I can't remember. I don't know. I just know
You're
that.
too worried about your feet.
I just know. God damn. I just know if in this day and age, if you're ripping filterless cigarettes, you are a man.
Yeah.
I'm totally impressed.
I mean,
if you've ever smoked a cigarette and then smoked a filterless cigarette, you know that the difference is substantial.
Yeah.
Is it smoke or
It's just hard.
There's no
it's
filter.
Just,
I mean,
it's the difference between smelling a little bit of gas after you pump it and putting your
Drinking the
mouth
gas.
on the tailpipe and inhaling for an hour.
It is a very big difference.
It'll
smoked
knock you
those
down.
for a while. The non-filters.
I smoke Bull Durham non-filters.
Sometimes I would think I was cool and rip the filter off.
Yeah, me too.
Smoke it without the filter.
Me too. And then be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you get tobacco in your mouth and all that kind of stuff.
It takes a special kind of person to smoke
Yeah.
filterless cigarettes. And he's one of those kinds of people that can get away with it. Moxie.
Moxie. He's gotten moxie.
3rd time in a row.
Huh. Well.
But I didn't see anything about the Barkley Marathons on Facebook, really. Twitter's the only place that I keep up with it. And then I kept wanting to post everything I saw on Twitter on Facebook. And I was like, that would be annoying, I think. But maybe not. I don't know. That's why I'm really not a very good Facebook poster.
Everything from Facebook comes from some Reddit or Twitter or one of the other things.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I feel like there's not a whole lot of like original outside of like here's a picture of my kid doing a flip.
A back handspring.
Right. There's not a whole lot of original content on.
Which Murphy's getting really good at that.
Hell yeah.
Doing
dude.
a backhand. I remember the back handspring being like that was the measuring stick. Like you had to be able to do one of those to get on the varsity cheerleading team.
Yeah.
And so back handspring was huge. And these are, 9th grade girls who are like freaking out over their back handspring. And Murphy's like 8.
And the reason she's doing it, well, she likes doing it. And she, one of her little friends is on a cheerleading team. And she wants to do that too. But you can't do that unless you can do a back handspring. Right?
Wow.
And so that's why she's kind of going to these lessons and doing it. But now she's doing like 2 in a row. It's fun to watch her because she's like, the first one her head almost went all the way down to the ground because she's just not strong enough to hold herself up. Mm-hmm. And then it got to where she's a little bit more there. Now she can do 2 in a row.
Sweet.
And so, yeah, she's doing great.
If I paid you $100, would you be able to try a back handspring and legitimately spring back, like go backwards?
I often wonder what would happen if I tried.
I would be too afraid.
I've wondered my entire life. Like I saw girls in elementary school, like we had a big field and they'd be out there doing their back handsprings. And I would always like, nope.
Well, the commitment's so great.
The thought of like crashing on my neck.
You die.
I'd die.
Well, you know what's wild is...
thousands of people die every year from trying back.
I used to do I'd grab the door frame and walk myself down the door frame to an arch. I can do that.
Yeah.
But and then I can kick over, but I've never thought of just,
Well, that's where
Right.
she started doing those back bends, and then she would do a handstand and flop her legs over on the bed and flop her. She would do them like 100 a night, like just sitting there doing these things. Then he got her on what they call a cheese mat, which is like a wedge where you're standing on top.
and it gives
of
you
the wedge,
more
and you
room
flip
to,
backwards.
yeah.
And so it's easier for you to flip over. And so she did that for a while. Then she moved to the flat mat. But he won't let her he says, you cannot do back handsprings on the grass or on a trampoline or anywhere outside of this gym.
Really?
And if I catch you doing it, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
So he's got a very strict progression of, okay,
Cool.
before you work up to doing like on a gym floor, I imagine. And now they're on a mat, and like a gymnast mat or something.
Uh-huh.
But it's wild to me, dude. I think about like, what if I just tried it?
Yeah.
What if I just jumped backwards and everything be damned? Like, whoa, what would happen?
Well, you're athletically, I think that you've got everything that it takes to do a backward somersault.
I don't know.
It's whether you have the balls to actually finish it. And if you get halfway there and decide this is a bad idea, well, chances are you're going to snap your neck and be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. And that's the problem.
I think, honestly, what would happen if I tried it, I was just go backwards and land on my butt. Like, I wouldn't even...
Right. Catch yourself on your heels and wish you wouldn't have done
I don't even think I would even make it to where my hands touch the ground behind me.
I can't get my hands much past my ears anyway.
Yeah, I can't
even
either.
just...
Yeah,
Amanda was talking about reaching on the door frame and riding herself down. I can't hardly put my hands up and grab a door frame.
No, I feel like I would break in half if I tried to do that.
Now I feel like I need to go tonight after we get off the podcast to see if I can still do. I bet I can't.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to. We're gonna have to do that. We'll get Andy, and you and her will both do that.
Well, Andy can drop down without the door frame.
Well, but it'll be there for encouragement for us to all.
I'll snap our backs.
And we'll get Grayson to try it. Grayson's got the same kind of mobility that I have.
Grayson will just fall backwards. Just.
Grayson's been throwing shot put. He's been doing
Yeah.
track.
Oh,
and they
man, I'm going to
introduced
tell
him-
Jackson that. He's going to be so pissed.
They introduced him to the shot put.
Jackson tried out for track and didn't make it because he tried out for discus.
Oh,
really?
And
wow.
I was like, why didn't you try out for running? You probably would have made something. But he specifically tried out for discus.
Has he ever thrown one before?
No, you never thrown a discus?
Well, it's not like he's around a bunch of kids that spent their whole life throwing a discus in Olive Branch. I mean, this isn't Athens.
He was like,
Greece.
I want to throw the shot put or do the discus.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's funny to go
I
out
threw
there
shot put
cold
and
turkey.
discus in high school, and I was really, really bad at it.
I'd be scared to sling it in the wrong direction, just
Me
kill
too.
somebody in the stands.
I saw two
Yeah.
twin brothers get in a fight out at the track practice, and one of them walked away, and the other one literally heaved a shot put at him, hit him in the back of the neck, and
Oh,
knocked him
no.
unconscious.
No.
Had no sympathy at all.
That
for
had
his,
to hurt.
Yeah, it had to hurt. It knocked him out.
Jeez.
Plumb out. We were like, oh my God, you just killed him. He's like, screw that guy.
Wow.
Yep.
That's what you get at a public school.
I was
That's true.
one of the guys
I never
that
saw that in my
threw-
private school
Nobody
ever.
did that. That's cool.
one of the guys that I threw discus with broke the record at Samford University for discus.
Really?
Yep.
No, Amanda's got me giggling. At the Christian
Our
school.
Christian school, there's no way.
There was a lot of things that went on at Germantown that probably didn't go on.
Turn the other cheek and let him throw the shot put at the other cheek. After you get up from being knocked
Lord.
out, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. Throw it at me again.
Oh, man. Well, we have a 12-pound big steel ball being delivered to us. The ball itself was like $16, and the shipping was $18. As you can imagine, it's
Is Grayson growing? Has he gotten pretty big?
yeah.
So is he?
I mean, he's not like
He's-
a buff monster, but he runs a lot
He's
too.
about as tall as me. I think he's like an inch below me.
Wow.
But he's well put together.
Yeah.
If he wanted to get into the weights, he could be.
I feel like
I'm
shot put
trying
people who
to
are
get
like
him into
bigger.
CrossFit
Yeah.
this summer. He said this summer he'd try a little bit. He went with me one time to the gym, and He says he wants to ease into the weights. I'm trying to get him there, trying to get him interested. Not, it would be overbearing.
I feel like if you're going to throw the shot put, you need to start lifting some weights and eating some pizza.
Just all the time.
Just eat a bunch.
Another thing, it's a commitment. If you're going to throw a big steel ball, you got to just be a big old monster.
12 pounds. That's how much.
But those guys are athletic as hell too. They're quick.
Oh yeah.
That movement is a very athletic movement. I tried to show Amanda how athletic of a movement it is, and they just aren't able to grasp my level of athleticism. So it's hard for them.
Yeah.
Because they have the untrained eye.
People who aren't professional,
right?
Like you, they just don't have the ability to understand.
They can't understand the explosion and where that comes from.
Right.
And when I try to show it to them in slow motion, they can't understand
But
that's what I'm doing.
Didn't you say that you were lacking the explosion as well?
Yeah, I did. But that was just me being humble.
Humble. Oh, okay.
He was trying to not make you feel so bad.
Yeah,
oh, gotcha.
I don't want Grayson to be discouraged once he sees how far somebody can.
I can get how it'd be like a specific movement to get that explosion, to carry that through, like kind of like wall balls where you carry it down and go right back up, versus catching it and then coming down with it and back up.
I would liken it to a power clean where there's that one, there's that pull and then the, right getting up underneath that, or the snatch or anything else where there's that split second of going from here to here that, is where it's at. And those big guys can pop.
Do you spin around or do you just like take 3 steps?
Don't they hold it to their neck?
Some people hop backwards and then twist,
I guess you could do it however
you can do it however you want. And some people do a like 3 spin.
If I wanted to go out there and throw it like a baseball,
you can knock yourself out. As long as you stay within that ring, you can do it however you want to.
Can you do like a fast pitch?
I don't know if you could do it granny style,
underhanded,
or not. That's a valid question. That's a valid question. But as long as
it's like the Happy Gilmore of shot put. Like underhanded the thing and throws it for like 100 yards.
Go home and watch somebody on YouTube throw it.
Yeah,
and I bet you'll be impressed.
Oh yeah, I'm impressed for sure. I mean, all of it is impressive.
What else? Spring weather's here. I'm very excited about spring. What does that make you feel in terms of what do you want to do? Do you want to lift? Do you want to run? Do you want to just go to the beach?
I want to do all of it.
Just be outside all the time?
Yeah, I want to go to the gym. I want to run. I want to be in the pool.
Yeah, I want to be outside.
All of it.
Yeah, gym.
Yeah.
I just feel better as a human being.
I agree.
I thought I felt really good. I feel as good as I've ever felt in my entire life right now. Like,
that's good.
Bar none. Everything is going in the right direction. And then the sun came out, and I was like, wow, I guess I felt really crappy, at least in comparison to what it felt like when the sun was not out.
Yeah.
Because it just feels so nice. All of a sudden, everything just feels so much better.
Yeah. It's crazy how much better good weather makes you feel.
Yeah.
Man.
I've always battled seasonal depression, or at least seasonal blah.
Yeah, I always get in a funk in the wintertime, I think. It's harder to work out. It's harder to run. I don't want to go outside and run because it's cold.
Yeah.
I want to go outside and sweat. I want the sun to be out there, and I like it.
I do too. That'll change soon enough, though, when it's like,
when it's 115 degrees outside, yeah.
Humid as shit.
But, oddly enough, I like that pretty okay, too. Not all day.
I don't mind it. I like being in the gym when it's really super hot. Like working out in the gym with the barbells and the hot gym and sweat. I can get down with that.
I enjoy having the knowledge that I know I can handle the heat just because I've worked out in it for so long.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that's just kind of a made up confidence. What do you call that?
It could be.
But it's still there.
It's a built tolerance, though.
You think it is?
Because if I were to go outside with you and go, fertilize lawns and stuff, I'd fall over dead.
Yeah. So you think there is such thing as really building up a tolerance to
I think
being
so.
outside?
I think so. I mean, like if you run outside all summer long and train really hard all summer long running, and then all of a sudden it gets to be 35, 40 degrees outside, and you don't have that taxing your body, you're going to run like gangbusters, I think.
Do you think so?
You know?
I hear people say that, but I've never really known. I remember Anthony Lane saying that, I can't remember what the number was. I think he said something like, 2 miles in this is 6 miles and 40 degrees. And of course he ran track at Auburn.
Right.
So he's no idiot. That's for sure.
He's no slacker.
And I thought, if he said it, then I believed it.
Yeah.
So
I'm all
there
about
you
it.
go.
All about the good weather, man.
I like the good weather. I am in my ATC lift weights and just lift until
Whatever.
I can't lift anymore. I'm just so geeked up on it currently.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be there.
I have a weird off-topic question. You
Okay.
might know.
All
I don't
right.
know. Grivet.
Grivet. Outdoors.
Do they have... I need new socks. Like, I've worn the same socks for years, and I'm starting to wear out the backs of my socks from the heels of my shoes and stuff. And I like that Baldega and Features.
I think
Do
they
they
have-
carry those?
I don't know if they carry the ball. Is it Baldega? Ball,
Baldega.
whatever it is.
Bellagio?
Something like Bellagio. And the reason I know is because when Matt Hall had his store,
Right.
he gave us a bunch of them.
That's where I got all my socks, and so
those are
it's
really
time.
cool socks. I don't know if
He
they
gave
have
y'all.
them
He didn't give me socks.
Well, we bought socks, but
Y'all were sponsored.
for a minute, for like a real small.
If he gave
second.
you something, you were sponsored.
I mean, he sponsored the NME, or I guess it was called something else.
He had a team.
You were on it?
Full motion running team.
Yeah.
That's right.
But anyway,
I led
so
it.
Wilson and I always went up there, gave him our support, and I got all my socks from him, and now it's like it's been years, and
Yeah.
my poor socks are falling apart now.
I still have one pair of those, and I wear them a lot. I love them.
They're
So
called Balladegas.
I don't know if they have those at Griffith, but they have the similar
Balladega
type
Nights.
stuff, I'm sure. Balladega Nights.
anyway, I guess I need to go up there and check them out.
Boy, good socks. There's a big difference in good socks and not good socks.
really
Yes.
There is a lot to be said about that. I like the Ingenis. Ninginis.
Oh,
Is that
no,
the
thank
ones,
you.
The ones that fit
Fit
over
your toes.
Yeah.
I would die. That makes me mess with my toes right now.
Did they
Me
make? Did they
likey.
make those socks for the toe shoes,
I would assume so.
I don't think so.
or did they make those regardless? Like,
I mean, I
if,
think
if
regardless.
Vibram had never made Five Fingers, would Ingenie have made toe socks?
Yes.
I wonder.
I'm clearly just.
I don't know.
I don't have any idea.
I've
Cute toe socks were big. I guess about 10 years ago with girls, we'd buy all the little striped socks that fit on your
Really?
toes. Yeah.
I saw a guy I went back to the CrossFit gym on Saturday and did the open workout.
Yeah, good for you.
All right.
And there was the guy with the toe shoes on.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know who.
Yeah,
it
he
was.
wears those when he CrossFits.
I didn't know the person, but I was wondering if they were making a comeback
I want to say his name's Dave or David, but I'm not.
because I
100%
saw
on
an
that.
ad for Five Fingers on Facebook.
I thought Five
Yesterday.
Fingers bit it hard. I thought that they really
Well,
got exposed for.
I want to say there was a
some bad
lawsuit or
stuff,
something.
yeah.
Like people were trying to do barefoot running and using those shoes as like a gateway to barefoot running, and then it messed them all up. And so there was like
Yeah.
I want to say there was some kind of class action lawsuit. I'm not 100% sure about that. But there's still a thing. I mean, I saw an ad for it yesterday, and I wondered, Facebook knows that I saw a guy at the gym with
Yeah, they do.
Five Fingers on.
Facebook is creepy.
And all I did was think about it. And I didn't even say anything.
you don't have to say anything
anymore.
out loud anymore. You just think
And I go home and all of a sudden I see an ad.
Dude, it's crazy that you say that. I've got in my notes to bring up. I had a friend of mine ask. He said, "I know this guy, Bo. You want me to give him your number to spray his yard?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So Bo and I communicated a little bit. Bo sends me a message today. "Hey, can you come by and spray my yard?" "Yeah, man, I'll be over there in 5 minutes, whatever." Go over there, spray his yard. Pedro's out spraying his yard. I look on Facebook. There's a picture of Bo and his wife. Facebook friend recommendation. I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy, man.
Wait a minute. And he called you? How did he?
We were texting.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that angle.
But I mean, yeah, I guess his number's in my phone. But I mean, I guess Facebook can get that from the phone.
I got one. Holly and I, when we were at the water park in Disney, they had this ginormous lazy river. My wife loves the lazy rivers, and they had
I love a lazy river.
They had these tubes that were like a half tube with a seat, and you could sit in them. And I was telling her while we were on the lazy river, I was like, "Man, we should get some of these." and like that's it. And then all of a sudden, the next day when we got back, she goes, I found these tubes for $7 at Walmart. And I was like, well, how'd you find those? And she goes, I saw an ad on Facebook. And I was like, well, we never even talked. We just talked about it in the lazy river. We didn't even have our phones. And all of a sudden you're seeing an ad. But it's probably because I checked in at that water park or something.
Maybe, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you check in that water park and I can make a logical path that leads down the road of this person wants an ad for these things, you know.
I think that should bother me in some way, but I really feel like Facebook would do better with my data than I could do on my own. So I'm glad that I'm glad they're listening.
Well, at least you're not seeing ads for things you don't want.
I want them.
Creeping closer and closer.
You want them data mining you?
Yeah.
Minority Report, man.
Yeah.
Have you seen Minority Report? That movie with Tom Cruise?
No, is it good?
Where like it's in the future, obviously, and you walk in and they scan your retinas, like as soon as you walk in the store, and so everything inside the store is catered to you.
I like it.
So it's like, hello, Mr. Whatever. Would you like to buy the slacks that you bought last week? They're over here in this thing. Would you like to buy another? How about this and that? And they know everything about you by scanning the.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's the movie where they have this machine where they predict crime, right? So they know if you're going to be a criminal. And so Tom Cruise goes after you to kill you before you commit the crime. And so it's like a machine. They push a button and this ball rolls out and it has somebody's name on it.
Oh, man. Well, maybe I'm not in.
He has to go kill the guy but to prevent him from – I think that's Minority Report.
I need to watch it.
I could be mixing up two different movies, but –
Huh. Sounds good, though. Do you think they'll have the 24-hour race this year at the
I don't know. If they do, I wouldn't mind doing it.
I'm already so jacked up
Yeah.
about that race. I hope they have that so bad.
When is it normally?
It's
October.
October.
Yeah.
October. Oh,
We're going to be on vacation.
Where are y'all going?
Orange Beach.
Orange Beach.
Orange Beach.
Unless they have it the weekend before, which it might happen, but I'm afraid it's going to hit our weekend to go to Orange. It's going to hit
Beach
it'll hit the weekend. For
Is
Orange
that Gulf
Beach.
Shores?
Close enough. It's right there.
Down there in Mississippi or Alabama?
Yeah.
It's Alabama, yeah.
Alabama.
But that's all right. That's a good trade-off. I'll take that.
You can stay up 24 hours and walk
We're gonna go.
on the beach.
We're gonna go with the kids and the moms
I like it.
to Orange Beach. And it's always a good time.
Yep.
So we'll have fun. I will hate it if it's that weekend, but I won't dwell on it. But that will suck.
I'm not doing it.
But
if
I bet
y'all
it's
are
not.
doing it.
I bet it's not. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do the whole 24 hours, and then I'm gonna go to
And then get
sleep
straight
at
into the
10.
car and drive down to Orange Beach.
That's right. I just every year I say I want to run and I want to stay up the whole 24 hours.
That is not possible.
That is all I want to do, and I can't do it.
You can't do it.
I
You
can't
could do it.
I can't do
He
it.
can't do it.
I can't do it.
He can't.
It's not even that. It's just that I can't.
He could, I think, drink all the Red Bull in the world and do whatever, but his body will shut down at
Yeah.
like
Really?
9 o'clock.
In preparation, do you bring the CPAP with you
No.
to the 24
He's never
hours?
brought the CPAP. He
No.
does sleep, though.
But you still go to sleep there?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But I just can't, man. I mean, it's not even like, you're like, don't say you can't. You can do anything. It's like, no, I really can't.
I really can't.
I really can't do it. I just get so tired.
You don't think you could ever run a 100-mile race?
No,
then, 'cause
because
you
of
would
that. Well, I mean, there's a lot of limiting factors in play here.
But number one being I could
Number one being
Can't even
I
stay
can't
up that
stay
long.
up the time.
But everybody be running, he'd be like snoring on the rocks next to the bridge or whatever.
Yes, I just can't do it. God, it makes me sick.
Huh.
So I don't know. I mean, when I say I get tired, I get like, ask Amanda. It takes me 7 or 8
I was going
seconds.
to say,
to
we
fall
lay in
asleep.
bed and he'll be
Really?
like, hey, turn whatever on. We'll turn the TV on. I lay there for a second I turn over, he's asleep,
just
and I turn
out.
the TV off.
And I'll tell her, watch this.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I can't wait to go, because she can't hardly sleep. She's like, I'm going to be up all night. And I'm like, watch this. And then we'll be laying there, and then I get that feeling where I'm drifting, and I'll be like, I was just asleep. I'm back up now, but I'm going to go back to sleep again. I just love doing it.
Like it'll start, and I'll turn to say something to him, and I'll wake him up. Like, were you already asleep? Yeah, I'm already asleep.
It's a clear conscience.
That's what it is.
I have a clear conscience. I'm happy to be here. I'm looking forward to the next day. I go to sleep excited about morning, and that puts me to sleep.
You know what? I've had better luck, though. I've had really bad insomnia over the last few years, but I've found this app, Headspace.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It is worth every penny that I've paid for that thing. It's
I think
awesome.
I used the trial of it for a little while at one time, but never.
Like there's
money
things if
got
you wake.
for
So
it.
Charlie wakes me up during the night to go potty, and so they have like little mini sessions if you're waking up out of the middle of a sleep to like
Yeah.
play.
Oh,
and
yeah,
listen
okay.
to, and then at night to like they have like a wind down version. Then they have like a sleep podcast that they do, and then like every night they have a new story, like a new storytelling thing. So last night was raining at the book. It was raining outside, and you're in a quaint bookstore,
Oh.
and it starts describing the bookstore and the fire and the books. and,
Oh, yeah.
man, it's nice. And then in the background, it's raining. You can hear the rain.
Are
so
you
you're just like,
are you have headphones on while you're listening to this? Or?
I just play it softly and lay my phone next to my head, but you
Okay.
can wear headphones if you
and
want.
he's not going to hear it because he's.
He's got a CPAP on.
Do whatever.
He's gone.
You can have a band in there.
I mean, you can't. I mean, I can like get up, get a shower, get ready for work, go pack my lunch, feed Charlie, let him outside, come back in and kiss him bye, and it might wake him up when I kiss him bye. He's like, "Oh, you're up." He's like, "I'm leaving."
Let me tell you something. If you've never done anything that I've asked you to do this one thing, okay?
Okay.
This goes for whoever else is
Everybody.
sitting out there listening to this shit. You got to get the Audible book. I don't listen to audiobooks, but I have listened to this one. Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights.
Okay.
Holy God, it is so good.
Really?
It is so. I don't even consider myself is it McConaughey? Is that how you say it?
He reads it though, right?
He reads
Because
it. He's
it wouldn't be the same if he didn't.
fantastic. No, it wouldn't be the same if he didn't. He's an outstanding writer and even better narrator. It's so good, man. Oh my God, it's
He
good.
seems like a pretty cool dude.
Dude. Listen to it tonight.
Yeah. I saw him on Oprah talking about that. No, not Oprah. Ellen, maybe, because my wife likes to watch Ellen.
Yeah,
And he like lives in this house in the middle of nowhere with his wife and kids, and they seem to just be like the coolest people you've ever
yeah.
seen in your life.
He's also apparently really stinky. Like he doesn't wear deodorant. and
Oh,
stuff.
really? I could see that. Yeah.
He's got a weirdness to him,
yeah.
but he doesn't try to hide that. That's for sure. He's had a weird life.
Oh, yeah.
You know what his first words as an
I was
actor
just getting ready to say that out loud. I'm glad I didn't.
behind camera. His first words on camera as an actor.
What were they?
All right.
All right.
Was that really?
That was his very first words. Can you believe
Wow.
that? That was like set up. That was not even set up to happen. He was there. He came out of. Never mind. I'll tell you the whole book. It's great. You gotta watch it, dude.
You got to listen to it. There's nowhere to watch it, I would imagine.
No, you listen
Yeah.
to it and you fall asleep to it. So I'm on like I can listen to things about 8 minutes at a time. So I'm on like my 25th night of listening to 8 minutes. So I'm about halfway through it.
Okay.
But it takes me some time.
Green lights.
Green Lights.
It's just about his life.
Yep. It's about his life and green lights, yellow lights, and red lights in your path, and you know what they're there for, and noticing those, noticing when a red light is a good thing and when a yellow light is good when you want it to be green. And
So it's kind of a motivational type thing,
it is, yeah.
right?
Yeah, just, things turning out in your favor and the whole like cosmos and, a little bit of spirituality in there. Nothing too over the top or too like beliefy. This is how things are. And there's none of that, but it is kind of, he believes in, good things happening. And he's awfully poetic, and he has these, what he calls license plates, bumper stickers, where just kind of one liner type things.
Yeah.
And then he'll go into a poem, and I just love them so much. It's great.
I'll check it out.
Okay, so I have some useless knowledge. We don't have a whole lot of time.
Oh, we don't.
The time just goes by so fast.
I know. Well, 6 minutes.
I just love you guys and Matthew McConaughey so much that our time together goes by so fast. Do you want to hear my useless knowledge?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Do y'all have anything you'd like to talk about?
No?
I know that I tend to kind of just take control.
That's good.
All right, here we go. London cabbies have to memorize literally everything, like outside of GPS. Like in order to drive a cab, it takes you like 4 to 6 years to know everything that you need to know.
What?
If you take a taxicab in London, you can expect the driver to know exactly where they are going, since they are required to take a series of tests known as, quote, the knowledge. These require them to study 320 routes and 25,000 streets, not to mention 20,000 landmarks and places of public interest, estimated to take as long as 4 years to fully complete.
Wow.
Can you believe that? I say, Siri, take me home every time I go home.
Yeah.
From anywhere.
Huh.
Everywhere.
Yeah. That's weird.
If you told me to drive you home without Siri, I could get you there, but it would be... I would probably ask
Is that
you.
just a London thing, or like, is there some sort of thing that cabbies in America have to do that?
I don't know. I
know
didn't
you
go
don't
like
have to do
down
that to be
there.
an Uber driver.
No, you
Well, in
don't.
New York, I got it where he was going. We had to go around a few blocks before he figured out where we were, so I don't think so.
I got in a taxi in New Orleans, and the guy took us around the block and charged us $20 and dropped us off about 20 feet from where we got in the cab to begin with.
Did you ever try Uber Eats?
No.
Random.
No.
Is it good?
Well,
I don't
we
know
don't
why
have
it
a-
would be good.
Dining is all jacked up in Disney
That's
World.
when we
so
don't have it here, do we?
I don't know if we do or
I
not.
don't think it's available yet.
So we tried our first Uber Eats. It was the most terrible experience in the whole wide
no.
world.
Really?
We ordered like $60 worth of food from Zaxby's. And the guy kept calling and saying he was about to be there. And I was like, I'm going out there. And then he said I couldn't get in touch with the customer. And I know we never got our food.
Oh.
And so this guy, I guess, went home with $60
Yeah.
worth of Zaxby's food. Zaxby's gave us our money back or whatever. But we just never got.
That sucks.
It was like, I don't know.
My dad and his wife, Deborah, they said they watched the driver sit out there and eat their Ruth Chris.
No way.
Yeah. I think it was Ruth Chris or
Yeah, that's Ruth Chris. It's
some kind of hot dog or something.
Yeah.
It was their steaks.
I told him this guy's eating good tonight.
Like they could see somebody parked out front, and they could tell like the eating motion, and he was opening stuff up, and they're like, "Is that our driver? I don't know. Maybe it looks like they're eating. Surely they're not eating our food." And then it was like the driver never showed.
Holly kept calling me and go, "He's here now." And I'm like, I'm out here. And I'm like, I'm going up to people's cars and knocking on windows. And it was always like the Amazon Prime person because everybody knows getting stuff delivered. And I was like, are you the dude? Are you the Zach or whatever Uber Eats? And they're like, no.
Did you give him a bad rating?
She couldn't figure out how to do it. Holly did it on her phone. And she was like,
Yeah.
oh.
They depend on those ratings. I would totally give him
Anyway, I hijacked your useless knowledge.
Well, I don't think I would drop my gig over some Zaxby's, but in that guy's defense, I would lose my current job over some Ruth's Chris. I don't know if you've ever eaten Ruth's Chris, but it would be worth it to just say, you know what, this job
And that's not
is
cheap
not worth
either.
this ribeye.
Yeah,
No, it's not cheap at all. It's good. So that guy really did the right thing ultimately. and I think my dad would probably agree with that 100%. Did you know that before every city had a Walmart, most Americans got their stuff from mail order catalogs? You did know that. Such as Sears. Among its many, many offerings were so-called kit houses or entire homes that were shipped on a
We
trailer.
talked about this before.
You had to assemble the house yourself using the 75-page instruction book. It was like Ikea on steroids. Sears used to sell houses.
You talked about this before.
I have?
On here, yes.
No kidding.
Yep.
I don't remember that.
Okay, we can still
crazy.
talk about it again.
But you get to build them yourself.
Are they like Lincoln log houses?
I don't know.
They just sent all the supplies and you built it.
Man.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
I have fond
like a Lego
memories
kit.
of that Sears catalog, man.
Man,
When I was a kid, I used
that
to circle
J.C.
everything
Penney's
I
me
wanted
too for Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was service merchandise.
Yeah, we had that too. I mean, I had them all those, anything with toys in it.
I remember my mom taking me to service merchandise because all of a sudden I had a need to have a watch that had the calculator on it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Dwight.
And she took me to there like then. You know, I was like, I gotta have this. And she took me to it. And I remember us worried about it being closed. We didn't know if it closed at 6 or 7 or whatever. We marched in there and we found it and I wore it and I was badass.
I don't know.
Did you ever actually use it as a calculator?
I'm sure that I did things with it.
Did you write like boobs upside down?
Yeah.
That's probably
Once
I would have done.
there
with
was a girl who was 16 who did 69 times 3 and then you turn it upside down. It said loose.
that. Wow.
I haven't heard that one.
You
we just
blew
did
my
boobs.
mind.
Public school.
Wow.
We just did boobs. We're like,
Christian school.
Christian
Same-
school
Same,
thing.
same difference. That was public school boobs was the formula for loose.
Man. That's hilarious.
I'll show you how to do it. You
it's like I got to go home and get a
I'm
calculator.
gonna
show
work that
Jackson.
formula
He'll be
out.
suspended from school within
Yeah.
a week. There's an encrypted monument outside the CIA. A sculpture outside CIA
Yes.
headquarters in Langley, Virginia, fittingly includes uncracked codes
Yes,
created
sir.
by Jim Sanborn. The sculpture features 4 inscriptions, 3 of which have been cracked, but the 4th is still a mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Though in 2010, the artist offered one clue that letters NYPVTT are an encryption of the word Berlin. Isn't that crazy?
I have been down that rabbit hole. That's amazing. I think they'll give you a job if you figure it out.
Oh, I'm going to have to look at this
Yeah.
later.
That is definitely a rabbit hole you can go down. And I thought it was the NSA, but I guess it is the CIA. And I think it has something to do with the movie Beautiful Mind.
That is a fantastic
That
movie.
is a fantastic movie.
There's some sort of tie in there because that guy did encryption too.
Well, 2 things. One, you know, when they just put something on Mars or something that had the parachute.
Yeah.
They had an the parachute was encrypted. The way that they had the red and whites of the parachute panels.
Oh.
And I can't remember what the saying was or what it turned out to be.
Oh.
But it was something interesting that
I'll have to look
nerds
that
got a hold of and were able to crack it.
Oh, wow. That's
And the guy that came up with the idea was talking about like getting the idea passed and what if the red fabric was heavier than the white fabric and he was responsible for filing up a $500 million mission and blah blah. But anyways, the encryption when Biden took office on in the new White House website, there was an encrypted message in there that said, if you're reading this, we need your help building back better. That was for coders too. Whoever was able to find that,
oh,
they
really?
were hiring. Yeah.
Huh.
And I don't know what the encryption was or whether that would just be like in the inspector tools in the browser.
Right. Like if you're smart enough to right click inspect, we need you on our team.
Or if you're working on something else, if you're working on a project where you have your inspector tools open and then you happen to, click on
I've
something
seen
on the
that,
internet
yeah.
and you're like, oh.
I've seen people do that before.
Inspector tools.
Facebook has one where if you go into the inspector on Facebook, it says "Get out of here." You do not need to be
Correct.
in here.
Yeah.
It's like a big.
It says if someone told you that you can come in here and do this, then you got bad information.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is not, because you can go into you can manipulate what's on the screen. So like I could go to your Facebook and have it say, whatever I wanted, but it's not really there. It's just you're making it do that.
Yeah.
So whatever. All right, we got 2 minutes. Y'all can say whatever you want. The first 58 minutes are reserved for me just to kind of control
Oh yeah.
and talk over everybody else. And then I like to give 120 seconds to you guys
Oh.
so I can talk over whatever y'all say.
Seems like I had something I wanted to say.
Well, Swanson said that he is moving and apologized about not being here tonight.
I saw Swanson's house. I broke into his backyard.
He bought a big old giant compound.
Yeah, he did. It's over in like it's got a big, like royal area outside common ground.
Maybe we'll have the Lift Heavy Run Long festival there.
There we go.
It could be like Bonnaroo back there. No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all this like cleared out area. There's plenty of room. He's got extra bedrooms. He said anybody in the community was welcome to use it. They have great Wi-Fi, plenty of toilet paper.
Probably has gigabit fiber.
Pickles. They have. Katie's got pickles for everyone that would like to enjoy those. Shout out to Chris Burris who gave me a
jar of homemade pickles.
A jar of homemade pickles. We've been letting them sit. He told me I had to give them a certain amount of days, and I've given them that plus some. Wow. So I think after this is over, I'm going to go and eat all of them.
You should.
Yep.
Wow.
How's that for me giving y'all 2 minutes of the time for me to talk?
That was perfect.
That's great.
Lift Heavy Run Long number 203.
Peace.
Is in the book.
The books. Thanks for listening.